Welcome back. How'd you like today's lesson? I hope you enjoyed it and I hope that you learned something as well. In the introduction, I was talking about how we're gearing up for school, and you may say, well, what does responsibility and my gifts and all that have to do with gearing up to go to school? Well, guess what? I hope that you learned through today's lesson that all those gifts and talents that God has given you is not for your parents or your teachers or anybody else to tell you what you need to do. It is your responsibility to take your schoolwork seriously. It is your responsibility to use your gifts and your talents to help others around you. I think about all the stories in the Bible. I think just not too long ago we were talking about David and Goliath, and although David looked small on the outside, but God had given him gifts and talents on the inside to be able to defeat Goliath, right? And David took that responsibility on. And even though others doubted him and others may have been saying negative things, David took responsibility of his actions, and he did what God had him to do, what God had put inside of him. I think about Noah and the ark, and the responsibility that God gave him. And people, once again, all around him were actually telling him not to do what God told him to do. But he used the gifts and the talents that God gave him, and he built that ark, and he was responsible, and he saved his family, right? So I hope that this week we can take today's lesson, what we learned about responsibility, and we can apply that to our lives. Whether we're at home, at school, at church, in the neighborhood, remember that God has given us these gifts and talents, and it is our responsibility to use them. Should other people have to tell you when to use your gifts or when to do what's right? It all depends on you. So we hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you had any questions or would like to get in contact with Sister Paget, you may go down to part 7 and leave your information in the Google document that is located in part 7. And I'll try to get back to you within a week. So I hope you once again enjoy today's lesson. I hope you learned something. But most importantly, I hope that you are intentional this week to focus on your responsibilities. All right? Thanks for coming by and hope to see you next week.